Discovery. Today is the weekend, and I'm kind of, I'll just gonna look around the NixOS, GitHub repository. There are a couple of things that happened regarding this thing that I've looked last time, and yeah, I don't feel too really comfortable here on the couch, so I'll probably be moving a lot. Yeah. So there's this weird thing going on. Suggest an edit button leads to 404 page. So trying to edit in NixDocs directly in NixDev leads to 404 page. Visit any page in NixDev. Well, that's not really true, but okay, that's the user said any page, but later they corrected themselves. And actually only the manuals are affected by this. Only the manuals are affected by this bug and I've in the meantime I've learned. So the manuals are rendered with MD book, which is that the MD book Rustlang. So that's the same renderer that create book from markdown files like GitHub, like Gitbook, but implemented in Rust. MD book this. So the Nix manual. So the Nix manual uses MD book. The Nix dev page uses Sphinx. And then also in the meantime, this kind of relates to this actually. I'm looking at this splitting issue of all the Nix manuals. I'm not sure how to call it. But basically some of the manuals appear as like a single page, which makes you load it, which takes a lot of RAM, and it's been reported, and the Nix documentation team says that it's been reported that it may crash on the mobile browser. That actually never happened to me, but it depends what kind of phone you have. And anyway, I'm looking at this roadmap, and I'm gonna parse it through an LLM, and to see a little bit of all the details. The user gets psyched, or the member gets psyched, not sure. He was really documenting what he did, and it's kind of very interesting to look over actually the way how they work. And I also wanted to check out some CUDA stuff, because of someone's search is very interesting, Nix persona, and always has something very interesting to say. I was listening to his full-time Nix. I don't know if you know about this. Full-time Nix, long conversations with clever Nixers. Full-time Nix, and you go to all episodes, and there is one with someone's search. He's talking. It was a very interesting podcast because, as I said, someone's search has pretty interesting stuff to say. He has this. He works with CUDA. He's one of the main people in the CUDA team. Someone surge, and he has this nice way of talking about closures, lambdas, and functions, and how packaging Python and CUDA is very complicated. He was my entrance point to Nix packages actually before, and he helped me a lot. With his comments. Like, I remember that the first thing what I tried was just go to a random Nix packages a repo. Nix packages. No, I just went to GitHub. GitHub NixOS. Went to GitHub NixOS, right? And what do? You just go to Nix packages. Like, sometimes you don't know how to start. and I went here to issues. I went to issues, and I think I went to labels. Labels, or even not labels, and I was looking at some of the, stuff, and I found his name. There should be actually more labels. So look, bug. Let's see how many labels there are actually. 4,000 labels. Something is broken. Okay, build failure, where package fails to build, and bug broken. Okay, 538. Right, enhancement, add something new. Maybe this is a request. Yeah, also these are 20 open world ambient game track, music pack, Alka Crab, really nice stuff, and also copyright free. So package adoption, requests or PRs for adopting packages that have no maintainers. Oh, let's look at these guys. I mean, like, no one is taking care of them. Maybe I could adopt a package. I really don't. I'm kind of more investigating. Look at this. I did write a package, but I never PR'd it. PR'd it. I don't think that's a verb. It was this video. Anyway, become maintainer and make some minor tweaks. Become maintainer. Wow, look at this. Open, closed. Python 3.1.2 packages MP typing. Fix for NumPy 2. So what? This is like a typical... There are already comments. Severity blocker. What does this mean? This is preventing another PR issue from being completed. Oh, I see. So I think it's important, I don't know, that's what I'm doing. Instead of just always learning about Nix, really to go through the GitHub and get a feel for what is this? No one assigned 227. Python 3.1.2 packages NP typing. That's NumPy. I don't even use this. And let's look at the matrix channel. Yeah, I wanted to look something. Matrix. Let's look at NixOS, NixCUDA. Yeah, someone surge, tensor. Do you remember if I had a draft for you? CUDA support is optional. Okay, let's cap that too. Hunspell, adopt, modernize, add tests. There are comments. Let's look at this. Well, there are only 6 packages. Well, I thought there would be more. Let's get you. Rebase onto staging due to number of rebuilds. This triggers. Okay. Member. I'm not sure what this means, but they're changing the base into staging. I guess it's due to the number of rebuilds. Oh, hello, that Onion. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's a nice day, thank you. Hope you're having a lovely day too. It's the weekend. I didn't even plan to stream, so I'm just gonna cruise around, what's going on in the Nix world. And yeah, anyway, I'm gonna look at some stuff. Adopt some Lua packages. Adopt some Lua packages. It's a precursor to bump some Lua. Simu trains. Darwin. Yeah, so you can adopt packages. All right. I guess I'm not going to adopt. Package adoption. Yeah, this couch thing is not really comfortable. But who knows how long. I don't want to move now to the table. It takes too long. I don't have a setup, so to say, so I always have to unpack everything and put it on the table, and it's kind of It's not annoying, but it takes a while. And then I have to put it away when I'm done. So now I decided to put it on the couch. But yeah. Kind question. You run NixOS as your daily machine? Yeah. 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 And yeah, I only have that machine, yeah. Request for specific question to be answered. What's the PF fetch? I don't know. I actually Nixshell P. Like I'm going to prove that I'm on NixOS by using Nixshell. No, NeoFetch. I actually forgot PF fetch. Fast fetch. No, it's fast fetch actually. Fast fetch. Oh, great. You're thinking of trying it out real soon. Well, great. What do you use? So this is NixOS 2405. So basically it says this is 2505, but this is the unstable. This is the unstable, of course. The current stable is 2411. But it's showing 2505 because that's the unstable version now. And this will be named like this, I guess, when it becomes stable. Yeah. Charging AC. So what do you use? Something that worked before, regression, ZHF fixes, zero Hydra failures. So there are still things going on left from the ZHF campaign. Interesting. The ZHF campaign happens just before the stable release, and they're kind of crushing bugs and stuff, whatnot. I hop between Alma Linux, Pop!OS, and Windows a lot. There's always a game my mates want to play, hence Windows. Ah, yeah, I totally get that. I don't know how is the state on games. I know some people use also NixOS to play games, but I guess depends if there's a game. Yeah, I haven't played the games for so many years. I'm totally out of the loop with games. I used to play games, 1 game, 2 games, a lot. But that was so long ago, it's almost pointless to talk about it. Yeah, I don't know how is the state on Linux. I heard it's great, but yeah. Alma Linux, interesting. Alma Linux, that's the Red Hat, kind of, without the branding. Yeah. Well, you should definitely try it. If you want to try it in a VM first. You know, it depends what you want. You know, because it's a fascinating thing, but it's a completely yeah. It's always a month or two of gaming. Then I start wanting to go back to Linux. So I'm just gonna set up a small PC for daily driving and keep the Windows machine as is. Or you can just run it in a VM, you know. You know what I had before? I had like I was using Windows. It was one time. I had Windows. I was actually using the setup. I was kind of what the Hashimoto. What is his name? Z Mitchell. You know the guy who HashiCorp. What did they make? He's like Mitchell, new role. Do you know? He wrote Ghosty also. I live in the command line, so VSL serves most of my use cases. Yeah, but you can also install NixOS on WSL, of course. But if you have enough of RAM, you can just play with NixOS in a VM, in VMware, or you know, and just basically have a tiling manager and just use that. So almost like use it as a shell, in a sense. That's also nice. Mitchell actually NixOS setup. Maybe you can get inspired by this, my NixOS configuration. And that works nice if you have my NixOS configuration. And he's on Mac and he likes Mac, and he kind of has it. I switched my primary dev environment machine to a graphical NixOS VM on a macOS host. I can keep the great GUI ecosystem of Mac, but all the dev tools are in a full screen VM. And it was nice. It was very clean also when I used it. So you're not like afraid something will, you know, mess up. Really short.
It's full screen. It's just Linux. I could use Linux. I could use my mouse. Everything sort of just works. You can see some of the system info here. And then, you know, I could run stuff like Docker or whatever, and the networking is set up so that I could just tab back over to my browser on Mac, load up a static DNS, refresh, and, you know, that all works. So overall, it's been pretty seamless.
Yeah, actually, and then, so I wouldn't use, same as him, I would use the browser on Windows. And of course, you have to have the copy pasting, you know. But it was nice for a while, you know. Anyway, just an idea. Alma is just familiar because I use that for servers, but I'm not picky. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Well, you seem like, it seems like you know what, it seems like you know what you want. Like what you're doing. What was I looking? Yeah. So I was looking, let's look at, for example, label enhancement, adoption, request. Let's look at packaging requests. No results. Oh, because it's ZHF. So it's great really to get into Nix if you want to start contributing and everything. That's nice. Because everything's on GitHub. Everything's on GitHub. You can basically start contributing, you know, documentation and everything. You feel like you're a part of the team, you know, without actually signing, you know, something or reporting to someone or becoming, you know, something. Mass rebuild. I think this is a great way to learn GitHub. I've never learned GitHub because I didn't really need it. So now I'm kind of trying to learn GitHub, but it's much better to learn it when there is actually something to do with it. Merge conflicts, stale. Good first bug. There should be probably more labels with good first bug. Let's see, 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, November 2nd, October, September, May. There are not that many good first bug. And this is the one. Actually, look at this. There are not that many. I'm certified to host GitLab, but I never really use Git. Not really. Yeah. So certified to host GitLab. Well, yeah, it's like with anything, you know, you can learn it intellectually, but without practice, you don't really know it. You can't make the pathways in your brain, you know. And after a while, you don't know it, you know. But okay. Iron bar. So someone searched from CUDA team. Yeah, CUDA team is such a complex topic. I was just looking at what they do, and it's really complicated. But someone search talks really in a great way about Nix. Good first bug. Yeah, and I was looking at this bug. Yeah, I don't know if do you know anything about MD book? Can you help me solve this? No, this is really complicated. Suggest an edit button. suggest and edit. So he said visit any page, right? So you go here to the page and it uses MD doc, same as the Rust book, right? And of course, if you go to suggest and edit here, but okay, this is the Nix dev page. Nix dev page uses Sphinx. Sphinx is, I think, also some kind of a Python markdown thing. But the Nix manual uses MDBook. And so if you go to here, suggest and edit, it brings you to page not found. So I'm looking at, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, right. Mr. Omega Lol. Why am I seeing this? Oh, you're showing lol. I was like, how is a user coming into the chat? Yeah, I don't know also anything about that, but it's so weird that it's such a complex problem. I thought it's just like changing this, but it's not, because the way the manual is, I think, dynamically created, and I don't know, it's just a weird. So maybe this specific branch doesn't have that file. It doesn't, but it's funny what they wrote. I was describe the bug, right? Trying to edit, and then some context, blah blah, and okay, blah blah. And he says, and E. Dalstra says, by the way, this is the guy who wrote Nix. Not just Nix, right? He wrote the PhD thing, you know, about Nix, on Nix. That's when he wrote Nix. Anyway, that file no longer exists on master, and I don't think there is much we can do about this. So it's so weird to read a sentence like this. Like, what do you mean I don't think there's much we can do about this? It's like someone's dying and you say, I don't think there's much we can do about this. So surprised. We could link to the correct maintenance branch. No, even if it's really hard, it's just a weird thing to say. I don't think there is much we can do about this. And then he says what we could do about it. I don't think there's much we can do about this. We could do something. Okay, I'm not trying to make fun of. He wrote Nix, so he obviously knows what he's. Okay, I'm being funny. Okay, we could link to the correct maintenance branch on GitHub. Right. You know what's the problem? Look at this. Wait. So I go here to suggest and uninstall MD, and I just have to, I need source, not src. So if I go here and instead of src, I write source, and it works. How is this a big problem? So it's source, it's not src. But now the plot thickens. The plot thickens. We could link to the, I mean, why would he just write this then? That makes no sense. I was looking at. I mean, these people know what they are, you know. He wrote Nix. I know, I'm sure he knows. We could link to the correct maintenance branch in GitHub, but generally want people to make edits on master and then backport them if appropriate. So there's a lot of context here actually missing. And now me, when you say I don't think there is much we can do about this, could you clarify what you mean? And I spent the entire stream looking at this suggest and edit button. You know, I'm looking at it with, you know, developer on Firefox, and I don't know much about this web stuff, so it's like I guess I was a bit silly, but I'm looking at git edit button. I don't get it. Why is the source src cannot be renamed to source? And then I'm looking at the conf file because it's, I don't know, conf pi, maybe because it's the template engine or whatever. I'm looking at this path to docs source, but actually this refers just to NixDev. And the pre-release, and this is the link, goes to Hydra, which is the CI for NixOS. Then I'm saying here, what do you mean any page in NixDev docs? I actually would not write this. This is also not a nice sentence, because only the Nix manuals are affected by this, not the entire NixDev page. But I wrote, what do you mean? Like, I think that's kind of a bit maybe aggressive, but I didn't mean it. I was like, what do you mean? But now when I read it, it just also looks a bit silly. What do you mean? What do you mean? And Frikla Handwerk, he's one of the people in the Nix documentation team. And so he wrote here actually an interesting thing. So the edit button for Nix manual is rendered by MD book, which is correctly flagged as broken. Yeah, okay, that's what I was trying to understand on this stream, kind of. While the rest of the Nix dev is rendered by Sphinx. That works fine. Multiple underlying problems. MD book, to my knowledge, doesn't have a way to map to sources which aren't dump files. Does that mean which aren't static files? Is the dump file expression for a static file? But we actually generate so many pages from code, or otherwise slap them together from various bits and pieces. So as Elko noted, files may move around between revisions. So files do move around between revisions. What does this mean? Between what? I don't know what. Yeah, there's a lot of context actually missing. I guess for me, I made a ticket to GitLab a year ago. They labeled it priority 3, and it was auto-closed a few weeks ago while I was off from work, and didn't reply that the issue is still present. Why it was auto-closed? Really? They auto-closed it. Why? Priority 3, is that high? It's interesting they auto-close this. Well, they don't auto-close stuff here, at least. They stay for many years. I agree we'd want people to work on master. Okay, that makes sense. And for that, we'd have to point them there reliably, and that seems to be very involved. Auto-close by bot because no one did anything for it for a year. Yeah, but still, that's really not functional, you know, like in the sense there is I understand they want to make it, maybe they could, you know, if they close it into some kind of storehouse of unsolved. I mean, it's so not, I mean, I don't know, if you close it and then everything, it's like you delete something. It's like you don't clean up your house. You just see something, okay, I'll just throw this and it'll pile up somewhere. Or it will not even pile up. Yeah, it's just not ideal. And everyone knows it. Auto-close by bot because no one did anything to it for a year. Yeah. They could mark it all like with something, you know. So I guess there are many people then who post stuff on GitLab then. I presume that's why they do it. I mean, I don't think they're lazy or something. Auto close by bot. Maybe they don't have people at all. Maybe they just have bots. As Elko noted, files may... Sorry. I agree with want people to work on master. They do have like 53,000 open tickets. Oh, wow. Yeah, 53,000 open tickets. That's a lot. I agree with one. That's a lot. 53,000 open tickets. Yeah, that's why they're doing it. There may be a creative workaround, such as in the NixDev multi-version presentation, highlighting that one is not viewing master and showing how to do that. Like, so far, everything what I read, this looks very complicated. Why? Or letting people do PRs against release branches if we can afford the maintenance effort-wise. In any case, the first problem persists and will be in the way. The MD book config needs to know which release it's built from the link to link the general direction, knowledge which may or may not be a good idea to maintain inside the repo. I have no idea what I just read, actually. I do know, but no, it's wrong. I don't mean I don't know, but it's... Let's go to my bot. Wait. What did I write? MD book. I was trying here. What did they say? What did ChatGPT said some ideas? Yeah, I was also looking at MD book. They have this pre-processing. Yeah, it'll just take a long time until I understand what's going on. Custom plugin for source mapping. Yeah. Dynamically maps links. Because it's like, I don't know then how Nix manual, yeah, uninstalling. So that's something that I want to look through. And yeah, you're right when I said I was wrong and this only affects older versions. Having a red banner like Python docs have for older versions might be a good idea. This document is for an old version of Python. You should upgrade. Oh, he means to have this. Well, there should something. MD book Rust lang issues. So when you go to NixDev, so when you install NixOS, what are you going to use it for? I mean, what is there something specific you want to use it for, or is it just like? So install NixOS. Where's the manuals here? Manual. So there is an, yeah, stable Nix reference manual, NixDev reference Nix manual, NixOS org manual, NixOS org manual, NixDev reference Nix manual. Why is the Nix reference manual hosted on NixDev? So if I go to Nix packages manual, that's the one-page manual, and that takes long to load. Although it's practical to look for things, it takes too much RAM. So there is an ongoing project to make a multi-page version of this manual, I guess, like the Nix manual. And then the NixOS manual is also one page. Yeah. There is on LiberaChat NixOS. Oh wow. I would just like to have my preferred settings in a config file. That's really all there is. On top of that, I'm curious if I could use it to set up new servers easily, like Kubernetes nodes. Oh yeah, I was doing that actually in the previous stream. That's something I have to look. I was doing, making, deploying Build Barn. Do you know Build Barn? I was deploying Build Barn on Kubernetes with MTLS on a side. I was doing that a couple of streams and then I stopped because Bazel upgraded from workspaces to modules, and I was kind of stuck because the C++ template wasn't working. And I was following along the blog post by Twig and it didn't work. And then we tried. There was Drake on stream also with me, and he was also trying it out. So we were kind of stuck, and then I paused that. But it was wait a second, I still have it here actually. Look at this. I think you will like this. Code, where is it? Oh, here actually, Build Barn. Look at this. I have DRNV already loading stuff. Look at this. Isn't this cool? So it's already loading the environment with all the packages and programs. So I've used kubectl here, Lima bin, the Linux machines, gRPC client. Was there an update? And here we are. BB deployments, examples, shell.nix. I'll show you the shell.nix. So look at this. So this is the script that kind of builds the whole thing so far. Packages. So kubectl, lima bin, jq, and this. And just this. And this path through FHS, this is just to like to fool, not to fool. This kind of, I think it mimics the FHS file system for something to work. This, build FHS user environment. That's cool. You might want to check out that. I was following along, but I got stuck. This is the Twig. They always had a cool web page. I don't know if you know Twig. Twig, it's a company. Well, it's more like it's a company. No, yeah, I don't. They do cool stuff with Nix. They have a whole Nix team. They also wrote Nickel. Wait, where is maybe here in Bazel. And, you know, and the nice thing is that, yeah, Yuri actually I wrote an open like public gist with stuff that didn't work, and I emailed them about it, and Yuri also kind of follows the gist, and he wrote comments and helped out. So deploying Build Barn on Kubernetes. No, wait. Maybe you want to like read this. I don't know. I'm just gonna paste it. So this is something to play around, for example, because there's so many things, and it's deploying Build Barn on Kubernetes cluster running in a local VM and configure a simple Bazel example to use it. And then we'll turn on MTLS with the help of cert manager for all Build Barn pieces communicating with one another. And then he does all this just with these scripts, you know, and these scripts are reproducible, right? It will work. It will work also when you install, you know, it will work. And then he created here. So there was the script here. Setting up the Kubernetes, and then the Lima CT. I've never used Lima. I only saw it here in this blog post, but Lima, it's something like what do you call it? QEMU, Lima Linux machines. Lima CTL. Look at this. Create template K8S. It has actually the templates. The templates are here. K8S. deploy Kubernetes and image and stuff. Yeah, it's already, but only here you can see here actually that it create 4 sub volumes for this kind of thing, what they're doing in the blog. And this is just for Mac. So that's the script. That's the script. And then start, then get node, and you get this, the control kubectl apply. Kind of nice. And start a local volume provisioner and Build Barn. I don't know. Do you know Build Barn? It's something about shared caching and to make so that I guess when you have more machines, so they don't rebuild things again, right? So you have this like a shared cache, and that's Build Barn, I guess. I don't know much about this. And using Build Barn. And then I got stuck here, actually. Yeah, git clone. We clone this Bazel build. It's interesting. Like you work and you use all of this stuff, and Bazel updates to modules, and this thing breaks. And to change it, you need to, you cannot just change few lines. You have to change. You have to change more than, you have to change a lot of things. You have to update something there, like the GCC or something, the package that it's also used. You have to update that so that the Bazel builds it. Anyway, I should return to this and actually try to I would like to finish it, but okay, I had a break for like a week. Never heard of it, but if it's image cache, that's something I'm looking into. Image cache. Yeah, I guess that's image cache. Image cache. Yeah, reduce continuous integration runtimes. Offload builds to a remote build farm. Our customers are interested in leveraging RB to improve developer experience and reduce runtimes, and that you use Build Barn, yeah. So anyway, Twig is cool. I mean, I like to read there. They have a great blog. There you can learn some cool new stuff. And anyway. Viewer, next documentation. By the way, this is 20 open world ambient game tracks, music pack, no copyright. This is someone nice. He makes music for games, but it's like, it's nice and it's free. Well, let's try fantasy. Yes, I'm not sure. I think I'll wait a bit and study this. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea about this. This is really, it feels like I'll have to study this like a lot. Let's look if there is something new on Nix. Parallel decompression when substituting a feature. Installer falls with error. The build users group Nix BLD has no members. Have you just used the Nix? Wait, have you just used actually the Nix package manager, or you want to install NixOS? Because yeah, NixOS is great if you want to play around with modules. also. Because yeah, you can also install just Nix, the Nix package manager. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna look at CUDA also. I wanted to look at CUDA and see, so I'll go to Nix packages. I don't have CUDA. No experience with Nix at all, but I'm looking into NixOS. Ansible will be my backup plan if NixOS doesn't fit my needs. All right. Well, now it's not hard to install NixOS. Now the graphical installer works kind of nice, Well, it depends what you want, actually. If you want something like looks script, I don't know, depends actually depends what you want. Yeah, I don't know about that, but you have something called Disco. That's you would actually enjoy that. Yeah, anyway, you would actually enjoy it. I think it's called NixOS Anywhere. I don't know if you know that. NixOS Anywhere. Install NixOS Anywhere with SSH. And you can basically can be used equally well for cloud, create standard configurations, and use the same configuration to create identical servers anywhere. You first create Nix configurations to specify partitioning. Further options can be controlled by Flake or by runtime switches. And you have also templates and examples. And then you have also something called, yeah, you could check that out. You have also something called Nix. Yeah, what is this? Nix Disco. I don't know if you know that. Is it Disco? Yeah, declarative. It depends, yeah, declarative disk partitioning and formatting. So this is something, I haven't tried this, but it would be something very interesting. So everything is described as code. So, but you might say, yeah, but I have to install it. I have to do all of these commands and I have to write, I have to partition and do some complicated ZFS or I don't know, whatever stuff. So that's why you have this stuff. You have Disco, and you already have templates for all kinds of configurations that you want, that you may want to look at this example. You see this example? You see this? Maybe like hybrid Nix, hybrid MBR, GPT name with white space, long divides. Look at this, looks bit rate. Like this is looks, and you just use this. Disk 2, disk 1. You use this and you can basically install. You could then just, when you boot NixOS, you can just, with Nix, you install Git and you pull this down and you pull your configuration and you just install everything, and you can install that on however many machines you want. Yeah. But I don't know how versed you are with all of these things. Not with Nix, but so for me this is still hard, But if you know how to work, around a Linux, I guess it will be not so hard to understand at least what all of these things do. But you can check it out anyway. Declarative disk partitioning. I haven't tried. And also something else which is very cool, and I still haven't tried that because time. Impermanence. This is very nice. I don't know if you know anything about this. Modules to help you handle persistent state with ephemeral root storage. So it's like when you reboot, you delete the whole thing. Like everything gets flushed. So what what thing can you really flush so that you can. I don't know. I think they wrote this much better. Lets you choose what files and directories you want to keep between reboots. The rest are thrown away. Why would you want this? Keeps your system clean by default, forces you to declare settings you want to keep so you don't accumulate. Yeah, so it's like when you reboot, it's almost like rebooting into the system the first time when you installed it, which is very clean and fresh, right? It lets you experiment with new software without. So you can check this too also. You can read about it. I think it's interesting. System setup. And there is also the matrix rooms and stuff. I don't know if you know about that. So they talk about all of these things. There is a room for everything. And it's there really, you know, someone will write back, you know, if you have a question or something. They're matrix channels. Like there is also for this, look at this, there is disco is here. Gotta read up once I'm configuring my OS. Yeah. So there are also people, you know, who write here. Yeah. So anyway. Good first bug. Where's CUDA? Philip, tracking issue. Is this still going on? 36. Why is there only... Oh, that's interesting. Did a quick check for false, found 4. I updated the listing to check those up. Note that we can use libfileset library tutorial to fix this now. Is there something new lately? So this is about the Nix language. Do you know something about the Nix language? I think this is done. Okay. Due to Nix bug, built-ins filter source and change root stores interact in a confusing broken way that breaks libfileset. Bisect. Just listen to a few tutorials on YouTube about the configuration, but I internalized that stuff only by doing it. Yeah. But do you know something about functional programming languages and lazy, and have you ever used one? Because yeah, that will make all the difference, because it's a lazy functional language. The options I see here. Projects, CUDA team. No one has processed these tickets yet. Enhancement. Wrap CUDA without modifying binary. Let's look at topic CUDA. Status. Connor Baker, just Connor Baker, someone search. Connor Baker, there's a lot of Connor Baker. Let's look at here again. Issues. Package request. Package request. These are your package requests. Labels. Is it label? Approval, duplicate. Crystal.net. Topic. GNOME topic. Alright, topic. To CUDA. Like this. Okay. Filter by label. Alright. Update requests. CUDA toolkit. 9 needs package update. Opened last week. Unstable. I'm going to rest my eyes a bit, so I might go silent. Alright. Enjoy. So upstream. Yeah, I don't think I'll also stay because this is I'm on the couch. And it's really not comfortable. It's not comfortable, yeah. Oh, wait a sec. I just found a way. Yeah. Oh, like this. Like this is a bit better. It's a bit better like this. If you need like this. Okay. Like this is much better. If you need CUDA 12.6, immediately consider trying GitHub Connor CUDA packages, where I've been working on rewrites and improvements for the CUDA packaging. It's nearing stability and I hope to get the functionality merged before 25.05. It's fascinating. He works, he's even paid. He's paid, he knows stuff. Haskell, lean, type and category theory. He's paid to work on CUDA. And I was reading some of the stuff he does. It's incredible. Sorry to bother, but I have added to my FlakeNix CUDA packages. I then ran sudo nixflakes update, rebuild switch. Yeah, I forgot to check. I've updated the let's check the Nix version. It's 224.11. It's still 224.11. When is this thing gonna get bumped? Well, maybe I could. I don't know who bumps the Nix version. Why would I bump it to 12? Well, there is one way. Huh. Wait. Let's look at Nix repository. Look at pull requests. Open derivation options. Nix packages upgrade. This is bot. All right. Avoid heap allocation. Reject merge conflicts. 2 weeks ago, implement. When was Nix updated first? How do I want to look at when was Nix updated. Maybe parse flake, Nix store repair. Feed store path add option. Introduce Nix derivation instantiate. Document. When was Nix updated? Is that even showed here? I might actually. September 3rd. That's too long, I guess. Nope. That's, how do I see when they are bumped? Pull requests. Actually, these are opened. I should look at closed. All right, apply NixFMT. Apply NixFMT. Apply NixFMT. libstore. What is this? Fix. edolstra add mergify bump version. Nix 2.26 release notes 3 days ago. Motivation, context. Commits. So he wrote. Did he change doc manual? So this from the manual. Interesting. He changed it in the manual. The file was deleted. The file was deleted. Support. Okay, that's what he added. Huh. This is the manual. What else was Nix fix static build, closed pull request, merged pull request. Oh, that was closed. Conflicts, because of conflicts. All right. Yeah, I just wonder when was Nix last time updated. Not sure where to see that. So when was the version bumped? Maybe I could filters Nix versions, packaging, Nix versions. No pull requests. No, I can't find it actually. Yeah, I don't know. I'll work a little bit on this now. Hour 1. Look through both the manual structure and build process to get some context on what we are working with. Got together a simple one-liner that will give us the source of truth for all the paths and anchors that need a redirect. From document links filter. As of writing, the NixOS manual has 1,445 paths anchors, and the Nix packages one has 3514, both excluding. Where's the roadmap? Split the Nix packages. So the Nix packages and NixOS manuals, right, not the Nix manual, are displayed on one big page each. So this prevents indexing on search engines. Ah, right. So when you have a one-page manual, it prevents indexing on search engines and is inaccessible on lower power devices. The NixOS options references takes 1 GB in memory and is reported to crash on mobile browsers. So each subject is displayed on a separate page with a stable URL. Each manual version has a stable URL. All existing URLs and anchors are ensured to stay valid. I guess that's the outcome. That's the progress. So he's not working on this anymore, but that's the progress and the roadmap that I was wondering about this, and there is this progress, and the roadmap are also posted on the Discourse forum, and so I'm looking through it so to understand what's going on. Redirects. Collect all paths and anchors from the source. Needed to track page movements, or at least the very least build the first static set of redirects from the single page rendering. There's probably a smarter way to implement automatic redirects when page URLs change. But a first approximation would be diffing URL sets and throwing an error if the older doesn't have redirects to the new one, which would mean that old links would break. Implement a redirect system in Nix packages to keep old links working. Yeah, I don't know about this. Oh, and I started to work on redirect on NixDev. It does not have a redirect script. I should look at that too. I'm kind of all over the place. Render a global table of contents. This is needed for displaying a sidebar in the multi-page rendering. Yeah, so I just remembered. So NixDev. So the documentation side has a GitHub, right? It's on GitHub. And issues. Issues. Open labels, contributor experience, good first issue. But this thing, when we move sections from one file to another, there is no way to automatically redirect users to the new location. Using stale anchor links will lead nowhere. The Nix manual uses a client-side redirect script we could copy. It should be easy to incorporate it into the site configuration. There doesn't seem to be a comparable pre-made tooling for Sphinx, judging from a quick internet search. Okay. Then me here also trying to by looking at what did I do? I was like using Chat GPT and everything. By looking at the list of redirects and the script provided, I'm first thinking something like const redirects index HTML all redirects new redirects tutorial install Nix additional mappings. Now what is the difference between path redirects and anchor redirects, since this doesn't look quite right? Path redirect, I'm putting definitions. A user tries to visit, well, it's nice. A user tries to path redirect. A user tries to visit https example.com tutorials install Nix, but this context has been moved to install Nix. A path redirect ensures the user is taken to a new URL. Okay, that's a path redirect, so entire page is moved. Anchor redirect, a user clicks a link. Ah, yeah, a little thing. A little link. So let's leave this open. So a user clicks, let's see, anchor linked, first steps. Is this an anchor link? Actually, this is an anchor link, first steps. First steps. But the page is named first steps and the title is an anchor link. Let's look at ad hoc. Ad hoc shell environments, and the title has an anchor link. And then the second title has also an anchor link. Let's look at more. Yeah, also reproducible interpreted scripts. All right. Where was this? Now I see that there are no anchor links such as creating shell environment in the redirect file. So does that mean the anchor links would have to be declared as a redirect object in the script? Does that mean that there would have to be two redirect objects like const path redirects and const anchor redirects? You described the requirements correctly. The redirects file cannot capture anchors though. It's used by the host Netlify to handle server-side redirects, and those don't use URL fragments. I guess, yeah, that's another word I guess to use. Like the anchor links are a fragments on a URL page, on a page. Therefore, we need an extra file that handles client-side redirects. It will only work with JavaScript enabled, but that's better than nothing. There is now also the first entry in redirects, which points from an artificial permalink location never physically existed to a section anchor. This doesn't require scripting on the client, but that's another thing we need to keep track of it manually. It's very error prone. Ideally, references would resolve to such permalinks, but Sphinx is not equipped for that. What we need in the long is the document rendering framework that does all these things correctly and transparently, but there are non-trivial costs in innovation and migration in a running system. Therefore, we need an extra file that handles client-side redirects. It will only work with JavaScript enabled, but that's better than nothing. Does that mean we copy the existing functionality of the Nix manual client render script and simply add the NixDev anchors and use that? Something like const redirects. I'm curious about these old anchors. Looking how to identify and map them. For now, I'm looking through the NixDev GitHub repo. Exactly. But I'd say no need to overthink it. Having the infrastructure to be able to track future relocations would already be very good. If we happen to find old URLs that went out of date, we can always add redirects after the fact. So this was last year. Thanks. I'll be working on this and looking to help out more with the documentation as well. I have a local working NixDev repository and viewing it locally. First I look, I'm like, nice. Yeah, at that time I was thinking, because when people comment on GitHub, when people comment on GitHub, sometimes the messages are short, which is great. You know, they're meaningful, I guess, for people who are in the conversation. But when you're not in the conversation, maybe you want more context. So I thought to really write almost like a blog post. At that time, I was blogging, so I thought, would not be cool to actually blog when you answer stuff like this. Anyway, that was my idea. So I have a local working NixDev repository, and I'm viewing it locally first. So I'm reading through this a bit to remind myself what I did, and it kind of now it's helpful because everything's very explicit. I look how to extract the anchor links. By looking at the markdown files, I see that anchor links are not in any way marked. If we look at install nixmd, which is at nixdev, we see that the anchor link verify installation is written as verify installation in the markdown code. Example, the page install links has 2 anchor links. Install links and verify installation. How do we extract all the others as well? So I modify my request and ask the LM to use a combination of Linux utilities. We have to modify a script. So by looking at one example, I see. So, and now I'm actually quoting what I prompted, the LLM. Yes, I also count the lines of the saved anchor links. Manually test a random page. I will compare a specific line with the anchor links file and use a grep to search for that line. Wow, I copy pasted everything. If output nothing, which may only mean only the first anchor that is titled same as the page isn't saved in the file. Now I'm not sure why there are 3 of those, so I list all the MD files with the source directory. The find command will also search through subdirectories. I see that I have to modify my first script because the anchor links are not just the ones with 2 hash symbols. They have 1, 2, and 3 hash symbols, right, as well. So that's the titles, right? 1 hash. Yes, it's a hash, but the titles, you see, one it's like, I think this one has 1 hash, this one has 2 hashes, and maybe some have 3 hashes. Yeah. Then I got 350 anchor links. Look at this. Maybe I could try it. Let's try this actually. Now let's go to cd source, cd nixdev. Oh. Yeah, it has an .nvrc. And then you do dev mode. So it has an .nvrc file, and I already have drenv installed. So when it has an nvrc, drenv will automatically load it, the development environment. And now actually with dev mode, it's gonna serve so that I can see the changes. It's gonna serve it locally, actually. Copy. And look at it. But what about, okay. Let's look at this, my first command. What did I do here? It's kind of interesting. I did use ChatGPT, but look at this. Find code. Oh, I did it like this. I had code. Let's change it actually. Now it's not code, it's source. Nixdev source type md exec grep anchor links. Will this work? Anchor links. Oh, you see? All the anchors. But look, I have these. What is this? Phases and hooks. What is phases and hooks? Fixing build failures. Phases and hooks. Phases and hooks. No. Phases and hooks. Phases and icat.nix. Ah, that was in the tutorial here. Hello.nix. Where's the icat? icat.nix. Phases and hooks. Package. That's weird. What is this? Phases and hooks. Dependencies. Finding packages. Local derivation shares, fix and build, install phase. Phases and hooks. A successful build. icat.nix. What is this? What are these three dots? Successful build. 2 hash. Phases and hooks 2 hash. Phases and hooks has 3. Chap overrides. Overriding. Install phase. Copy to clipboard. How does this thing gets copied? Ah, like this. Yeah, this is interesting. So how many are there actually? 434 anchor links. Grab packaging. Oh, so now I was testing it. Let's see this. Grep, what do you need? Oh, code. No such file. Anchor links. What do you mean, no such file? What do you need? Well, I guess I don't need this because I'm already here. What do you need? 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 Now I'm curious, where are the locations of these 6 lines? Yeah, because for example, when I look for through the packaging existence software, I only see one. What do you need? Grep, what do you need? Ah, N. Then I use the N word. That was nice. N. But what about those 3 dots? Uh-huh. Maybe like this? No. Yeah, this isn't really. Maybe like this. No. It's funny, why the 3 dots? We are now looking for locations of the I should have done a PR. I was afraid to do a PR because I never did a PR when I was writing this. I thought it's some kind of very weird, I don't know. It just I've never done a PR and it seemed to be very hard to even think about doing a PR. I'm trying to even think about doing a PR. But now I see the PR is actually much better because you can work and comment the code and you know, this is a lot of writing like this because then you have to open a PR anyway. We look for the locations of the files now with rn include md. What do you need? So what was the command I used before? This. It's 1 hash. 63. Maybe this actually. Let's do it like this. I don't think this will work, maybe. Yeah, it's still showing everything. Why is it still showing everything? Yeah, maybe ChatGPT knows. So with this command, I generated, so with this command, I generated anchor links from NixDev page. But I see in the output various something and something, but there are 2 lines with, what are the 3 dots? Likely sections where the markdown files have headers with just the ellipses following a single placeholders, markdown syntax misuse, deliberate styling. To inspect where this occurs, you can modify your find command to include the file paths along with the lines containing the headers. Well, how do I just look for that? Oh, like this I was supposed to be looking at. Let's try like this. But it outputs way too much. It seems like it outputs all the... Oh, lots of code. This command outputs a lot. Maybe like this. All right, home stable joy, packaging existing software. Best practices. Packaging existing software. MD. Packaging existing software. But where? But so okay. Okay, but where is it now? And open the files in an editor, jump to the occurrences. Oh, I can use this with Vim. That's nice. Thank you, ChatGPT. This is nice. I don't have Vim, but let's use wow, this is nice. Let's use nvim. Packaging existing software with Nix. But that's the start. Using grep to view the surrounding context. Oh, interesting. iCAD.net. Oh, look at this. Install phase, iCAD Nix install phase. Oh. It extracted the comment from the code. Yeah, I don't need that. That's not a link. Oh, interesting. Because find basically does not distinguish between code blocks, of course. This is interesting. All right. Oh, okay. So the find command actually extracted a comment from a code block. And that's not an anchor link. This is me informing ChatGPT what happened. which is nice. How long am I doing this? 1 hour and 35 minutes. Okay. Probably no one watching. Yeah, filtering out lines in code blocks. So me, I can do this. Use a more robust grep command that ensures it only matches actual markdown headers, not intended lines or those in code blocks. Use a more robust that ensures it only matches actual markdown headers. So you can do this. Find source MD. Oh, interesting. Can we do that? Nice. What happened now? Well, let's save it into a file. Into our file. This will overwrite. Right. So find source nix.type f file, right. Name, right, md. Exec grep h, and this is the regular expression command. Wow, interesting. So now our anchor.links changed. Oh, but now we have anchor links. Original and create a new file for the clean version. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the best. Should I keep, yeah, I shouldn't keep this path. Right, what did I do? We look for the locations of the files now. So this does tell us all different files. What do you need? We have our anchor link file that has all the titles. Aha, titles. Maybe we need to strip out the... Oh, let's see the provided redirect script from the Nix manual. I see I have to remodify my script again. The problem with the current anchors file is that it does not have any kind of logic to it. If I have to strip out the hash symbols, I will have 6 what do you need anchors with no way to map them to their correct pages. So what I need now is a new anchor list that will also encapsulate the page and the anchors as well. LLM suggests another script. Let's see how it outputs the install page. That's what I have now, actually, I think. Yeah. Looks good, but when I VCL detailed anchor links, I see it has 342 lines, and our first anchor links has 350. Let's word count it. L 479. The output tells me additional attributes is missing from our first script. Oh my, I checked the original anchor link to see that the additional attributes has 4 hash symbols before it. So this means the script has to also include up to 4 levels of hash symbols. Yeah, do we have 4 levels here? No, we don't have 3 levels. I think I need to modify the script. Does this script include the 4 level hash titles? Up to 3 levels. Yeah. I need 4 levels. Yeah, that's the maximum. So let's do it again. 479 again? This is weird. Why it works. The pattern matches one or more hash characters, so it automatically includes headers of any depth. Okay. If you want to explicitly verify this, you can test it. Okay. So this is like a test. Let's see if there are actually any with 4. There are 4. Look at this. All right. Maybe I should document this actually. Hedgepad, hedgedocs. Hedgedoc, try the demo. Open source, web-based, self-hosted, collaborative. Read the install guide, try the demo. What is it? Is it demo or download source code matrix? How do I use this? How do I use this? How do I use this? Host or use in a pre-hosted environment. You have 2 main ways. Self-hosting. If you want to run your own instance, follow these steps. A server or local environment with Docker. No, download the release. Docker pull, setup with Docker. Manual setup. Wow. I'm on NixOS. Really? I have to use Docker? No. Okay, this is too complicated. Maybe I'll use a gist. Yeah, look at this. It's already ready. Already ready. View your gists. All right, make a new gist. Your gist? What do you mean? Your? Recently? All gists? Create a new gist. Create a new gist. Okay. Redirect script for NixDev. And that's actually, what is that? Roadmap, progress. Progress log, we could call it actually. Redirect script for NixDev, progress log. Progress log, file name, including redirect log md. Right. So I'll just do this. Find redirect script for NixDev. Find source D. Let's do it like this. I'll edit it later. Preview, right. All right. So 4 levels. Okay, we have but now we have 479 anchor links. Anchor links. This is still playing. Maybe now time for lo-fi. Yeah. So now, how do I turn something like home stable, joy code, nix dev source, install nix into install nix, install nix? Oh, LLM suggests a Python script to generate a JavaScript file with formatted mappings. We can use the anchors list we have with its 350 lines of links as input. Now this is the redirect script. Redirects JS. This redirect rules for anchors ensure backward compatibility. Const redirects index. I have to create something like this. Following code matches the current page URL against a set of redirects. Let segments, document location path name, let file segments pop, normalize file name, else if, segments push, const depth, splice. Yeah. How do I turn something like home stable install nix md install nix into install nix install nix? LLM suggests a Python script to generate a JavaScript file with formatted mappings. We can use the anchors list we have with its 350 lines of links as input. Now our first iteration. Const redirects. And our install nix page has two anchors, actually not just one. So it seems we need more anchors. Modify script to include all the lines of our anchors list. The script would be, oh. Thank you very much for opening this issue. I think we have to remove the dashes from the output, so I made a new iteration with the Python script to strip those down. Now we have, oh, the dashes. Now I have to append the JS logic to these mappings and wire this script into the site we're instructed to. Oh, this is interesting. I did a lot here. Wonderful. It's not working. First, I forgot to add the redirect. What is this? Sarcasm. Redirect JS file to the static directory, and now when I test the redirects, I get static server listening, could not parse. Seems I have to do another iteration of script since I'm missing the slash character. Yeah, I could work on this. This is something that's needed. Should work on this. I started to work on this and it's, let's see where's the problem. Thanks for digging into it. Have you considered first building the site and then grabbing for IDs? It would be super cool if we had a pre-commit hook and corresponding CI check that would track changes to anchors and make sure they are reflected in the redirects. But having a redirects file to begin with would already be great. I suggest you open a pull request since your work log here is a lot to chew on but can be meaningfully reviewed as a code contribution. Yeah. I think looking for elements with an ID in the HTML output will do the job. Digging a bit seems like some elements with a name attribute could also be targets of an URL with a hash fragment, but that is depreciated. I'm interested in this because I'm looking for a solution to this same problem for the Nix packages manual as well. Did you think about how a CI check would track changes to anchors? I initially thought about grabbing all possible links from a previous commit and comparing with the commit being checked by the CI, but this is tricky. My next idea was to dump all the possible links in a file that is hosted along with the documentation website. If when you make any PRs about this, please ping me as well. Another option is to have a file in the repo which records the previously existing URLs. All of that is a big hack anyway. The correct solution is to decouple the URLs from the file system location and encode the history of URLs in a document's metadata. If you do that at HTML element granularity, you get actually persistent URLs. You won't get any of that from traditional document processing engines. Notion is a practical example where that part works well. I implemented a half-serious prototype using the module system to show how it could work in a combination with source control. Yeah, what is this thing? Well, so let me check how to use. No, I don't need this now. No anchor links. Actually, after a member writes, a Nix member writes, building the site first and then grabbing for IDs would be a much more reliable way to extract the anchor links, as it works with the actual HTML output generated by the static site generator. This avoids issues like capturing headers inside code blocks or other markdown quirks. Here's how we can proceed. Step 2, build a site and extract anchor links. Build a site. Navigate to the Nix dev and build a site. If the project uses a standard static site, no, they use Sphinx. No, they use Sphinx. NixDev uses Sphinx. Since NixDev uses Sphinx, we can leverage its build process and HTML output to extract anchor links. Here's how we can proceed. Build a Sphinx file. First, build a Sphinx documentation into HTML format. Run the following command from the root of the NixDev repository, assuming the make file is present. Yeah, but I don't know if I have a make file. Do I have a make file? I have a make file. What does the make file says? Sphinx. Oh, look at a make file. Oh, nice. I have a make file. This will generate the HTML files and build the HTML directory. Maybe I should git pull. Git pull. Already up to date. Git merge upstream master. git pull, really? No, git merge. How do I forgot. Almost forget this. Git remote fetch upstream, git fetch upstream. Git checkout master. Use git push to publish already on master. Git merge upstream master. Ah, because I have the anchor links. Maybe I should keep the anchor links in those files outside of the source. Because it's like a temporary working directory. Look at the redirects. Okay, so what do I do now? Make HTML, really? Yeah, we are building. And then build, cd build. What do I do then? This will generate the HTML files, right? cd HTML, right? And then extract anchor links. Oh, I grab them like that after building. So I extract all the IDs attributes from the HTML files. All right. So I said cd build, make HTML, right? I read again the comment. The comment Frikla Handwerk wrote. So then make Sphinx. No, is it make Sphinx? Make HTML. Make HTML, right? That builds it. And make HTML. Right, and then what do I do? After building the site, this will generate the HTML files in the build HTML directory. Extract anchor links. Extract anchor links. After building the site, extract all the IDs attributes from the HTML files. So, right, this will in the HTML directory. And after building the site, extract all the IDs. Wrap, soft wrap. Extract all the IDs from the HTML file. from the HTML files. With what command? This redirects text. All right, let's try that. Oh, build. Oh, because I'm not in the, wait a second. Build, let's try it now. Oh, it's just build actually. So now I have redirects. I don't need the anchors actually. Okay, I have redirects. Let's check out our redirects. Nice. How many do we have? Words L redirects. 2063. That's way too... Wow. Let's try this too also. So this will change it with the file name. I want to see with file names. Where is the file name? What's the difference between redirects with file names and redirects? Documentation options, primary, secondary, search input, checkbox, footer container, main content. Yeah, create a pre-commit hook for automation. Add a pre-commit hook to rebuild the site and regenerate the redirects text file. Save this script as git hooks pre-commit and make it executable. Add a CI check. Add a CI pipeline to verify that the redirects text file is up to date, for example. Open a pull request. Include clear documentation of how it works and how to update the file. Why is this good? So by working with the HTML generated by Sphinx, it ensures the anchors match the final rendered site. Yeah, okay. But I see there are, when I count with WC lines, there are like more than 2,000 lines. Are these really just the anchor links? Before, when I used just the grep or find on the source directory, I had like 479. Well, I'll go back to the maybe piano actually. Alka crab. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on this redirect script. It's kind of nice. HTML adds extra anchors. May automatically generate additional anchors in the HTML files beyond the ones explicitly defined in the markdown headers. Sphinx often generates anchors for table of contents, figure captions, footnotes, cross-references. It might also create anchors for internal navigation. If you reference the same headers, when you grab the markdown files, you're only capturing headers like these, which you assume to be top-level anchor candidates. In HTML, even inline elements like add to the count. Oh, yeah, there are actually inline elements. How to filter out unnecessary anchors. If you're only interested in header anchors, well, not really. Are we only interested in header anchors? Count the resulting lines to verify the number of lines. Yeah. It would be super cool if we had a pre-commit hook and corresponding CI check that would track changes to anchors and make sure they're reflected in the redirects. But having a redirects file to begin with would already be great. Yes, this can be meaningfully reviewed as a code contribution. I think looking for all elements with an ID in the HTML output will do the job. After digging a bit, seems like some elements with a name attribute could also be targets of an URL with a hash fragment, but that is I'm interested in this because I'm looking for a solution to this same problem for Nix packages NixOS manual. Of all possible links that a certain version of the mailer could have. Frickler Hanweg, did you think about how a CI check would track changes to anchors? I initially thought about grabbing all possible links from a previous commit and comparing with the commit being checked by the CI, but this is tricky. My next idea was to dump all possible links in a file that is hosted along with the documentation. Stable Joy, yeah, this is me actually now, all realms of life. Another option is to have a file in the repo. In my humble opinion, the correct solution is to decouple the URLs from the file system location and code the history of URLs in the document's metadata. If you do that at HTML element and granularity, you get actually persistent URLs. You won't get any of that from the traditional document processing engines. Yeah, I guess what he's trying to, I mean, that's probably a way. How do you use Git to do the job for you? I implemented a half-series prototype using the module system. Test redirect title. Interesting. But I think actually ChatGPT can do this a bit. A modern, robust approach to persistent URLs, decoupling URLs from file system locations and encoding their history and metadata provides several advantages, especially when it comes to long-term maintainability and preventing broken links. File system changes are inevitable, right? Metadata-driven persistent URLs. Here's how SQL works in practice. Add metadata to documents. Use metadata fields to store historical and current URLs. Metadata, title, current URL, previous URL. This makes it easy to map historical URLs to their new locations, enabling automated redirects or lookups. Generate URLs based on metadata. Instead of relying on file paths, derive URLs directly from the metadata. during the build process. Current URL defines the canonical URL. Previous URLs can be used to set up redirects. Use the metadata to automatically generate a redirect file or custom logic for your server. For example, docs. Element fine granularity. Well, I'm gonna yeah, I'm looking more. So this links to pages. It's kind of a bug. This is something else. Seems like this can be closed. I'm getting a proper 404 page. This issue itself seems to be obsolete now, but that URL should not 404 by redirect to. We still need 740. Interesting. Yeah, we still have to do this. I built it and extracted the links. Create a redirects file. You need to set up a redirects text that can track wait, what do we have actually? Redirects text. Wait, all I have so far is the redirects text. That has like what? That has like 2063 lines. 2063 lines. And starts like it looks like redirects text file includes a lot of IDs from Sphinx generated HTML elements that are not actually user-facing anchor links. These IDs, documentation options, search inputs, doc tree checkbox are part of Sphinx internal navigation structure or JavaScript-driven features, not the content. You need to filter out these irrelevant IDs to focus only on the meaningful ones. Filter out irrelevant IDs to get a cleaner list of meaningful anchors that was associated with headers like H1, H2. Refine your grep command. Redirects cleaned. So extracts IDs only from header tags. Removes the IDs and trailing to leave only the anchor names. This will produce a file redirects clean. Oh, really? So redirects cleaned. Oh, this really gave me nothing. Gave nothing. Check how Sphinx generates anchor links for headers. Open one of the generated HTML files. Alright, let's do it. Vim, build HTML. Let's do introduction or what? Install. Okay, doc type. How much? Okay, I'll just do this. Something like this. From the HTML structure you've shared, it looks like the IDs we're interested in for anchor links are likely associated with the following patterns. Header elements have ID attributes. You can get those targets directly. Navigation table. Irrelevant ID search input. Refine command to extract only relevant anchor links. Well, let's see this. This outputs. Interesting. This doesn't really work. This is too complicated. It looks too complicated. Interesting. No, you're not making much sense with these. Yeah. So how would you do it? Meaningful ideas. Let's try this, but it looks complicated. Yeah. Redirects. Clean redirects. Ah, this thing I have to. Well, yeah, I think I'm tired a bit now. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think that's enough. I'll do this next time. All right, this was interesting. At least I found something to work on, at least. No, I always found something to work on. Okay, I'll stop this music. Was very nice. It's yeah, I'll see how to extract the IDs actually. I have to Google this. All right. This was NixOS Discovery, and bye bye.